we're going to do now is we're going to go to the four judges, and they're not going to critique every pitch. It's to just give some general feedback. They might want to highlight a particular pitch or not, but the feedback is meant not only for the finalists, but also for you, the audience, who watch that to get some idea of what was going through the judge's mind. Then we'll announce the third, second, and first place winners. So with that, why don't I start with Bal, and just some general thoughts on the pitches, any particular one you'd like to highlight, and any thoughts at all.
First of all, really, really nice presentations. I wish I could do that kind of presentations. You guys are just awesome. You guys everyone should be here very proud of what you've done and the presentations. Remember, startups are tough, and you always have to have a starting point. So I always look in any presentation, what is the first year going to look like? How are you going to get to the traction that's essential to get a startup going? Because after the first year is successful, 8 or 7 out of 9 businesses fail in the first year, and you got to make sure you get right through there very carefully.
Great. So what's really a pleasure about being here is to hear everybody be passionate about what their venture is. And that really comes through for all of you. To add to what Bal has said, for a lot of ventures, when you grow, you need cash. And getting cash in the last 5 years has been hard. And one of the places where you can get cash is from the government, and it takes a long time. So I would just encourage you, as you are looking around for cash to grow your business, if you're looking at funds from the city, state, or federal government, to work with many of the resources, and especially people who have already won some of these awards, to get a really practical sense of how long it takes, of what you need to do in order to win the awards. And people who have won these awards are often extremely generous about helping the next set of people coming along. So that's one of the good reasons to network. Go meet these people and get to learn from people just a little bit ahead of you.
And yeah, congratulations to everyone. There's some really good ideas out there, and I'm incredibly inspired because I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur myself, but instead I just do things like judge them and critique them. But I think if you can do a pitch in 3 minutes, that's great and key. In addition to being able to do a pitch in 3 minutes, you need to be able to summarize your business model in 30 seconds. That shouldn't take any more than 30 seconds. It needs to be really clear and articulate if someone's going to consider investing in you. Related to that, I think the value proposition and proof of concept and what the benefit is to the consumer needs to be really clearly articulated, and some of the presentations did that really well. I also think some of the presentations, with such a proliferation of businesses and investments and startups, there's someone like you out there, and some of the presentations did a really good job of articulating the competition and how they differentiated, and that's really key for understanding your place and value in the market. So congratulations to everyone.
So I'm going to sort of reiterate a little bit about what Ellen said, but just sort of remember this rule of thumb. If you have 5 slides, these are the 5 key things that are important to investors. And I was just blown away by how many of you sort of hit on most of these points. It's better than most of the entrepreneurs that walk through our offices that we actually give money to. So you have a lot to be proud of. But I just remember, sort of always talk about the market. Sometimes investors don't know how big a market is, and when you put a big number that you can actually vet, it's very impressive. Second, like Ellen said, competitive analysis is, you have to talk about that, because if you have sort of big players that are competing with you, investors will get a little shy. 3 should be product, 4 business model, and 5 go-to market. Like, how will you actually sell this thing? And then more than anything, the winners that we picked today, they had you could just sort of see the confidence in their stance. And when you have a panel of judges, like, half the battle is confidence. Even if you don't know sort of 100% what the answer is, if you pretend like you do and you say it, just looking at the judges and looking at them in their eyes, it makes a world of a difference. So I'd always remember that when you do pitch investors in the future. But congrats, everyone, again.